Hey guys, welcome back to Electrified Reviews. My name is Mitch, and this is the Flluid 2S from FUELL. We are out here in Wisconsin, and we're what are you doing?
What I'm filming. What are you doing with my bike? I'm trying to film a review here.
No, I'm reviewing this bike.
I'm the new review guy. They didn't tell you what?
No, they didn't tell me. But I've already got this one. How about you just review that one?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your helmets because we're about to take a ride into the future with the FUELL Flluid 2S. Imagine you're in a sci-fi movie, cruising the cityscape on your ultra-modern, tech-laden e-bike. No, this isn't a Star Trek episode. It's a reality with the FUELL 2S. Now, at $4,200, it may not be the cheapest ride in the galaxy, but it is worth every penny. Let's take a warp speed tour of this futuristic beast. Another note before we dive into it, we'll be covering both the 2S and the 3S in this review. If you're interested in one or the other, you can use the chapters to jump to either bike. They're virtually identical except for the step-through frame design and one battery on the 3S, as opposed to the mid-step frame and dual battery on the 2S. With that being said, let's jump into it. The FUELL 2S is powered by a mid-drive Vallejo Cycle E motor, offering a nominal output of 750 watts and a torque of 130 Newton meters. It's like having your own personal warp drive ready to teleport you to speeds up to 28 miles per hour. Now, the massive amount of torque and peak wattage of upwards of 1200 watts was a lot of fun. I see why they went with the carbon belt because this motor is a real chain snapper. Now, we were reviewing the prototype, so not the final production version, and although the motor was a bit louder on these units, they said the final version will be much quieter and on par with other mid-drive motors in the industry. The 2S comes with two removable batteries with a total capacity of 2,000 watt-hours, which is kind of insane to say out loud. Like, you read it and you're like, oh, that's neat, but when you say it out loud, it's like, oh man, that is a lot of juice. In low assist mode, you can travel up to 225 miles, or approximately 212,835 smoots. In max assist mode, you can still cover a staggering 115 miles, perfect for those quick interstellar commutes. The Flluid 3S comes with exactly half that range, or 106,417 smoots for those who want scientifically accurate measurements. The frame is crafted from a sturdy yet lightweight aluminum alloy, reminiscent of the hull of a sleek spaceship. It is a bigger bike with a pretty large frame, and it will launch with only one size, but it will accommodate a large array of riders at the same time. It looks a lot heavier than it actually is, too. With both batteries removed, it was easy to lift, and since that's probably how you transport it anyways, this is still a reasonably portable bike if you have the space for it. One thing that just doesn't come across with a video review is how stable the frame felt at high speeds. Erik Buell is known for creating some of the most stable and enjoyable motorcycles in the world, and it's awesome to see he brought that design philosophy over to the FUELL line of e-bikes. With the front suspension offering 120 millimeters of travel, the ride is as smooth as a starship gliding through space. The larger balloon tires are the Pirelli Cycle E 27.5-inch tires, and they offer a kind of traction and durability you'd want when landing on an alien planet or simply cruising the city streets. They also have puncture protection and sidewall reflective stripes, which is an excellent nighttime safety feature. There is plenty of space with the fenders to swap these tires out for a more aggressive off-road tread, and since it's a mid-drive motor, you won't have to worry about changing out the tire of a rear hub, which, as anyone who has done it before can tell you, is not a fun time. The saddle here is a FUELL-branded Velo saddle, and there really wasn't anything special about it, but they fit me well, and that's all you can ask for in a saddle. The Flluid bikes feature an integrated automatic 7-speed gearbox that makes shifting as seamless as you can imagine. There's 4 modes: Off, which gives you no assist, like the name implies; Eco, which gives you a smaller amount of assist; Turbo, which gives you the most acceleration and assistance; and Predictive, which predicts the power you need for the type of riding that you're doing and will automatically shift for you. The other 3 modes can also be put into manual mode, but I found the automatic shifting was pretty spot on the 2S. The Gates carbon belt drive ensures a quiet and smooth ride, just like a Star Cruiser on a reconnaissance mission. It has a groove down the middle to keep it on track, which lends itself to a sleeker design since there isn't a need for an additional pulley or belt guide. With Tektro HDE 350 brakes and 180mm discs on both the front and rear, the bike felt super reliable in the stopping department. Definitely need hydraulic brakes on here, and glad to see they didn't skimp on the brakes. Even bombing that hill and hitting speeds of 44 miles per hour, the brakes brought it to a stop very controlled and made me feel just that much more comfortable hitting those speeds, knowing I could grind to a halt if I needed. Another aspect of these safe feeling vibes is the locking grips, which are definitely the way to go on a bike like this. The Roxxam Z4E Pro lights offer 900 lumens of ultra bright and ultra wide illumination, which also comes with a high and low beam button on the left-hand side of the handlebars. This is definitely something you'd feel comfortable with being your sole source of illumination if you wanted to do a little night riding. The 2.3-inch display provides key stats such as speed, distance, battery capacity, and more, similar to a spaceship's control panel, but it also has the ability to plug directly into your phone to get diagnostic data, similar to taking your car into an AutoZone to plug it into that fancy computer thing. No confusing error codes here, only actionable data that actually matters. Such a cool feature. I wish more e-bike companies started doing this. It comes with a rack and fenders with integrated rear lights, so this is an excellent choice for those seeking out a commuter e-bike. Now, there are a wide variety of use cases for the FUELL bikes, and it's really only limited by your imagination. FUELL wants this to be a car replacement, and with features like this, it definitely seems like it could do that for a majority of your car-based activities. This is a bike that can handle some off-road terrain and absolutely glide up steep hills, so if your commute requires you get a bike that tackle either of those, the FUELL bikes can definitely do that. Again, commuting is the easiest use case to point out, but there are many others that could be accomplished with this e-bike pretty easily. Enough chat, let's let Tyson do some talking for a bit and send it out to him for his thoughts on the 3S.
Hey guys, I know you hate interruptions and we're gonna get back to the review in just a second. I wanted to take a minute to let you know about electric...
Hey, I noticed your bike's got 2 batteries, but mine's just got 1. Are there any other differences I should know about?
Yeah, I thought you said you were an e-bike reviewer.
Yeah, totally.
Where'd they get you?
Craigslist. It's not important.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Hey, can you help me out?
Yeah, well, I gotta get back to this thing, but what you can do is, you can pull out your phone, head over to electrifiedreviews.com, we got this advanced search tool, so you can compare different bikes, you know, as far as like mileage, price, all that sort of stuff to find the perfect e-bike for you.
Awesome, all right, I'm gonna, I don't have my phone, can I borrow yours? Is that all right?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, you're a gentleman and a scholar. My name is Tyson Rohrkassi, first time on the camera for Electrified Reviews. We're checking out the Flluid 3S, which is the step-through version of their new lineup of electric bikes. So they've got the Flluid 2S, which is sort of the mid-step dual battery setup. This one here, the Flluid 3S, nice, approachable, low step, just 1 battery on this one. But other than that, a lot of the components are the same. Now this is a prototype bike, so we're gonna be calling out some of the components that are not quite in their production state. But overall, this is really close and it's been a blast to ride. All right, let's take a quick look at it. Now this might look like a fairly large electric bike, and it is, especially when you consider it only comes in 1 size, but it's still very approachable. It should fit a wide range of riders. The step-through frame geometry makes it easy to mount and dismount. The saddle adjusts up and down a lot. This is just a 350 millimeter seat post in here, but they're gonna have 400 ones available in the production run. So even if you're a big, tall rider like me, 6'3", you're still going to fit on there just great. Feels very stable. A lot of branded components on here, like the saddle, the cranks, the grips are all FUELL branded. And then we've got some amazing quality components on this bike. The motor down here, this is a mid-drive motor, much more efficient than a hub drive motor, much more responsive too. Advanced pedal assistance sensors in here, speed, cadence, torque, so it is just amazingly responsive. This motor is 750 watts, peaking at about 1200 with a monster 135 Newton meters of torque. Now, normally motors like this have to be dialed back so that they don't snap chains for most electric bikes. If you have a chain and derailleur setup, it just can't handle that much torque. But we've got a Gates carbon belt drive on here, extremely strong and durable. And some carbon belt bikes have problems with the chains, or I should say the belts rather, popping off, but not so in this case. They actually have a groove down the middle of it that helps it to stay in place, feels rock stable, and just the motor is just, it's got so much power to it. The pedal assist is really well dialed in. We'll talk about that when we do a little bit of ride testing here, but it's got different modes for your pedal assist, and you can hopefully see it on the screen here. It's a little bit difficult in this light, but you can put it on predict mode, and what that does is it automatically figures out how much power to give you, and it also automatically figures out what gear to be in. So you don't even have to worry about shifting. It's a really cool theme, I would say, for this bike, that FUELL is going for here is that they want this bike to be a car replacement for people who don't want to have to worry. You don't want to have to worry about shifting. You don't want to have to worry about your maintenance. These carbon belt drives, they need hardly any maintenance compared to a chain and derailleur setup. The automatic shifting using the Shimano Dior internally geared hub back here, which has 7 speeds, is just phenomenal. It works so well. It is just a little bit wonky on this bike, but like I said, this is a prototype one, so it's not as dialed in as the next generation prototype on the Flluid 2S. Could feel a huge difference there, and they're not even done with that one. They're gonna dial it up even more. As far as the commuting stuff goes, we've got the rack, we've got the fenders, we've got a lot of standard commuting features on here, and then we've got more that you don't really see a whole lot in the United States. We've got motorcycle, like light motorcycle level lights. The tail lights are integrated, extremely bright, has turn signals, has a motorcycle plate back here, so you could actually put a plate on there for any places that do require it. Now, in Europe, that is a requirement for a bike of this power that can go this fast, is it has to be licensed and certified, sort of like a motorcycle. So you gotta have plates on there. It's gotta conform to these higher regulations, and they do. We've even got the horn here. They have the controls for the light and horn on the proper side of the handlebars. You've got a high beam control right here. It's really, really slick, and the integration into the frame, just phenomenal. They've really done a good job with it, and they're not even done. This is actually a prototype battery that's not integrated as well as they want it to be. It's going to be much more seamless, and you really just blend into the frame, which is pretty impressive when you consider that this is already pretty impressively integrated, especially if you're used to seeing electric bikes that have all these cords hanging out here. Maybe they got the battery just hanging out there underneath the rear rack, giving you this weird weight balance issues. This is the way to do it. It's positioned low, seamless, looks amazing. Pulled it into the shade here just so we could get a little bit of a look at the display. It is pretty simple. Keep in mind what they're going for here is simplicity. They want this to be something you don't really have to think a lot about. You don't have to fiddle a whole lot with the settings. For your pedal assistance right here, you can see I've got it on predict mode, but you can hit this button right here and switch that over to turbo, max assist all the time. Hit it once more, it turns off completely, and then if we hit it again, we'll go down into eco, which is just pretty light assist. I've just been riding it in predictive because it does an awesome job. Now, when you're in predictive, the shifter buttons don't work over here. It's just on auto right there. Now you can, if you're in another mode, like let's say you're up in turbo, you can hit the top button right here, switch that over so you can actually see what gear that you're in, and you can just shift that by pushing the buttons right here. If you've never ridden on an internally geared hub before, you can shift it when you're at a standstill, which is awesome. You don't have to be pedaling to shift down. But I'm just gonna bump it back over to auto and put it into predictive because it's so nice to just not have to worry about it. We'll just start off riding in automatic. The beauty of that internally geared hub is it will just, and the predictive shifting is it's just gonna automatically start down in the first gear, so it's very easy to pedal. And as soon as you start getting up some speed, it'll start shifting up. Boom, I just felt it shift. Right when you would want to shift, it knows it and it goes for it. It's also dialing up the amount of assist that it's giving me as I'm pedaling harder. Can definitely hear the motor. Hopefully you can't hear it too much since I've got the microphone baffles on, but it is fairly loud. So once they get that sorted out, it'll be a much quieter experience for the people that you're passing by. It's very easy to get up to high speeds and a very stable cockpit. I'm not putting a whole lot of effort in, and I'm already up at about 20 miles per hour. Extremely stable, riding with no hands. I haven't ridden no-handed in a while, and this, yeah, it feels great. Some of that is helped by, we have these pretty big balloon tires, and we've also got boost hub spacing. Wider hub spacing makes it a lot more stable. As a taller rider, I am 6'3", I feel very at home on this bike. It's large. I love how wide the handlebars are. It feels very stable, even at speed, even riding no-handed with the camera at speed. It's phenomenal. They've really done a fantastic job with, I guess, just making a good bicycle that's also got amazing electronic components attached to it. Forward seating position, but pretty close to upright. Feel very comfortable. You know, definitely not aggressive at all. This is a bike that you could ride for a nice long commute and feel great at the end of the day. One last walk around here just to talk about this bike as a car replacement. This is something that the FUELL team is really going for. That's their theme, or perhaps their target market, if you will, is electric bikes as a car replacement. But you know, what does that mean? You know, this can't haul 200 pounds of cargo. You know, you're not going to be doing Costco runs on this electric bike, so it wouldn't be able to replace your car in that sense. But just for a car that you can ride around town, commute to work, run errands, you know, go out riding with friends, ride in any kind of weather or even terrain. I mean, we were riding this on city streets that didn't have any bike lanes today, and since we could hit 28 to 30 miles per hour, we were able to keep up with traffic safely. We've got bright integrated lights, brake light activation. The headlight is extremely bright and powerful. We've got the horn, we've got the mirror included. We've got full-size aluminum alloy fenders, super sturdy. This bike has everything that you need to use it as a commuter, as a car replacement. And you know, if you live in a city where you don't have to ride all that far, or you know, do any like heavy duty cargo hauling, then this would absolutely replace your car, and you get exercise and have fun at the same time. I'm a big fan of it for that. I've been a very avid cyclist for a long time. You know, riding a regular bicycle instead of a car for many years. E-bike makes it so much easier, so much more fun, and so much safer, honestly, since you can maintain higher speeds, that I highly recommend it. I'm a big fan. Something else worth mentioning about these displays from Vallejo, they've got a couple of integrations that are going to make owning these electric bikes so nice compared to a lot of other bikes that are out there, which is there's a USB port, so you can plug it into your phone, and they've got an app that they're working on that will be able to read diagnostic data from the display here, so that if you're having trouble, you know, with the motor, with the electronics, you can plug it into the app and get some basic diagnostic data that actually means something instead of just strange error codes. And then if you take it into a shop, they can plug it into a computer, and then you also get much more meaningful data that will tell them exactly what's going on with it. They should have a lot of other features built in on the app integration as well, you know, GPS mapping and integrations with other applications. And that's not a super unique thing in and of itself, but being able to plug it in with USB-C and get some diagnostic data on your phone, that is awesome.
All right, guys, we are out here for the ride test on the Flluid 2S. I'm not going to ride the 3S because, well, Tyson told me he already took care of it, so I don't think I need to. Right, Tyson? So right now we've got it in predictive and it's in automatic. So if you have it in predictive mode, then it just automatically goes into automatic. It's like double automatic. I mean, I'm just cruising. Just cruising. And we start putting in some torque to it, it'll shift up. Pretty much flawless shifting to get to that top speed of 28. And yeah, I mean, even when we were bombing that hill going 44, 45 miles an hour, something about the frame, just the way it handles, it is, yeah, you just feel like you're in complete control the whole time. Which when you're going down the hill at 45 miles an hour on a bike is, yeah, not usually the case. Wait for Tyson to catch up. So we can go through here and we can go to turbo mode off, so we can just pedal around like a real bike. This button over here is going to put it into manual, so we're in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Want to go to third. It says no, bruh. It's going to put in eco. It's in third. There we go, and let's go ahead and shift it up to predict. You know, at first I was like, yeah, predict sounds nice, but I'll probably shift better than that. But honestly, this thing shifts. I mean, it's a pretty cool experience when you have something that's automatically doing all that shifting for you. Go ahead and do a brake test right here. Too easy. too easy. I'm gonna head along the road here for a jaunt. Let's rock and roll. Yeah, I think one of the things that surprised me the most about the bike is the way that it handles the speed, and then how nice the automatic shifting is. Because yeah, we're just out here cruising. That guy's got to work going up the hill. I don't. Beautiful. Now I do like the little mirror. I don't know if you can see it. I'll kind of go to my level. Got a follower back there. Now we're cruising. Now it'll cut off around that 28-mile-an-hour mark. But if you're going downhill, you just keep on pedaling. Just keep getting some speed. Little mirror adjust. Having the mirrors on here also is pretty nice, especially because we've got the mirrors plus the full grip here. So I still have all the control. I can still ride the bike exactly like I'm supposed to. But I got a mirror to see everybody behind me here. And we're cruising. Now I can just cruise for 100 miles like this. Easy breezy. And again, with the automatic shifting, I feel like I'm putting in the right amount of work. You know, with the cadence sensor, you can kind of, you know, just kind of throw your feet around there. With this one, it is, you know, leans a little, feels like it leans a little bit more into the torque. We do have torque, cadence, and speed sensors on here, but when you really start hammering on it, I feel like it starts to kick in a little bit more. It's pretty sweet. No stop sign for me. We'll keep cruising. Hoo hoo hoo! Yeah, this is sweet. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm on a powerful e-bike. Guys, I don't know if it gets much better being an e-bike reviewer.
Doing a hill climb test with the 2S. We have got it in the automatic predictive shifting assist mode. He is just screaming.
Like it's not even a hill,
Dude, just zooming up there.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a speed test where you're gonna use gravity to help us out here. Right, gravity's gonna be our friend here. We're gonna be going down this hill. I'm gonna start from right here. We'll send Tyson down to the bottom. We'll see how fast we can get going. Dude, I think I hit like 43, 44.
You should have heard the sound when you were coming down there.
Man, that
like
was
a
wild.
jet engine.
I don't want to do it again. All right, guys, let's do another hill test here. Now we've got it in predict, shifting on automatic. So as we kind of start to engage that torque sensor a little bit more, we're gonna get more speed, we're gonna get more resistance. Way too easy. Cruising up the hill. All right, let's go ahead and do speed run. Do a crawl. Let's go. Let's go. Still in predicting automatic. Hit 28 pretty easy. And we're cruising. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Easy as pie. Woohoo! Man, that is awesome. Oh my. That is wild.
In the universe of e-bikes, the FUELL Flluid 2S is the Starship Enterprise, powerful, high-tech, and ready to explore new frontiers. Whether you're commuting to work or embarking on an intergalactic adventure, this e-bike is the perfect companion. So gear up, engage warp speed, and boldly go where no rider has gone before. And after that, you can head over to electrifiedreviews.com and compare these e-bikes to other bikes, use our advanced compare tool, and all that jazz. Thanks for riding with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hey guys, that is going to do it for our review on the 2 new bikes from FUELL. If you want to check them out, we'll have a link to them somewhere down below.
Electrifiedreviews.com, it's great. There's a compare tool. I just learned about it. Do it.
Yep.
It's great. It's awesome.
Electrified, I was going to say that, but you ruined it.